Hi, immigration attorney David Cox here once again at Blondie's in downtown St. Louis with lunch with a lawyer. Well, a lot of citizens, or a lot of permanent residents, which you have to be, of course, before you apply for citizenship, don't realize the full benefits of becoming a citizen. I represent many permanent residents who, decades after becoming a permanent resident, run into trouble with the law and are suddenly facing the threat of deportation. They think because they've been here so long as a permanent resident that they're safe from those kinds of actions. The only thing that protects them from deportation is citizenship. So that's the number one reason why somebody should become a citizen, to protect them from the vagaries of the possibility of deportation even decades later. The other reasons are, of course, you get to vote, and part of the value of our democracy is the ability to vote, and everyone should value that and try and pursue that. There are some other reasons as well. It's easier to lose your permanent resident status by an unexpected visit overseas that may keep you out of this country for over a year. Keeping in mind that the rule for permanent residence is you have to make this your permanent residence. If you spend too much time overseas, and there's no hard and fast rule for that, but generally anything over a year presents a problem, then you risk losing your permanent resident status. What they do is at the border, they'll see how long you were gone, and they may just take your permanent resident card right there when you try and return to the United States, saying, we think you've lost your permanent resident status by such a long absence. If you're a citizen, you can travel and be gone as long as you'd like. There are no limitations on the length of stay outside the United States. You could even move permanently to another country and still maintain your U.S. citizenship. Well, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you only have to be a permanent resident for 3 years to apply for citizenship. In addition, if you qualify for citizenship and you're a member of the military, under certain circumstances, you can apply for citizenship right away. That was a law enacted after September 11th, 2001, that allows for those military citizenship applications to be sped up. So few people will be in that category. But for the vast majority of people, if you're not married to a U.S. citizen and you got your permanent residence from asylum or an employment-based application, you must wait 5 years as a permanent resident before applying for citizenship. The citizenship application itself says you can actually turn in the application 90 days before that period of time has been reached. So 90 days before the 3 years is up if you're married to a U.S. citizen, or 90 days before the 5 years is up if it's some other basis for your permanent residence. The application process is fairly straightforward. There's one form that's completed. It's an N-400 form. The trick most people fall into is you have to be a person of good moral character. So if you've had any run-ins with the law during that 3-year or 5-year period, that could present a problem, and you may want to talk to a lawyer before you apply. In addition, some people, by filing for citizenship and admitting that they had a run-in with the law, may put their permanent resident status at risk. So if you have any issues like that in your past, you're going to want to talk to a lawyer before you file for citizenship. But generally speaking, the application just asks for basic information about you, where you've lived, and whether you've traveled outside of the United States. That's the trick for most people. During the last 5 years before you're applying for citizenship, you cannot have traveled outside the United States for more than 180 days total, or any one trip more than 90 days would basically start the clock all over again, and you would have to wait another 5 years to apply for citizenship. And let me give you this example. If you're married to a U.S. citizen and you are able to apply within a 3-year period, but just before the 3 years hits, you take a trip over 90 days overseas, that restarts the clock to 5 years, not 3 years, because it's a 5-year period that you must be in the United States, that you could not have been absent for those periods of time. Even if your initial deadline was a 3-year application period, they'll still go back 5 years and look at your travel over that period of time. So it can be tricky if you travel a lot, and you'd want to talk to a lawyer as well to find out how that's going to apply in your case. if you are a permanent resident and you're thinking about citizenship, make sure and keep that in mind when you travel, knowing that you may restart that clock if you're gone for too long a period of time. You've been speaking with David Cox, immigration attorney in St. Louis, Missouri at Blondie's. This has been Lunch with a Lawyer.